All right, welcome back, everybody, to Soul Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Renew, and today we're going to give ourselves an oracle message. And in today's oracle message, we got exclusively Doreen Virtue decks. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of information, a little bit of clarity with these three decks, and then we're probably going to do a pick a card, I guess, in another video, but this is the change deck, this is the life purpose deck, and then this is your angel guidance. So we're going to see what your life purpose is. We're going to see what did you need to change in order to obtain that life purpose, and then we're going to make sure you get the guidance to where you can get yourself into the right mindset for the change that you need for your life path. All right. As I shuffle up these cards, I want y'all to keep in mind what you want out of life, and then I want you to enjoy one of my favorite songs from Origami Beats. The song is called Gunslinger. I love this shit. Love this shit. I'm gonna try not to rap. I'm gonna just let y'all listen, and I'm gonna shuffle, and then we'll get on it. So it's like 3 minutes of your life. All right, enjoy. I love this. Some sage in your life. If you like orchestra, if you like real music, you would really appreciate that bass in the background. That bass in the background, not the bass guitar, man. That guitar right there, blom, blom, blom. That's the bass guitar. I'm talking about the bass cello. That one. Doom, 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 doom. Hey, fire. Yeah, so, all right, we're going to get started here. I think I'm going to put a little shield up so y'all can see a little better, but yeah, I love that song, and I hope that you enjoyed it too, all the little parts. I feel pretty good right now, and I think that's because there's certain days where I wake up and I'll be feeling like extra loved. I don't know why. And then there's certain things that I get guided towards, and then I realize that, like, I think it'd be like people calling me. I don't know. I feel like I'll be drawn to people who be needing me, who be needing God, who be needing love. And then when people get me, and then I get enough, it's like I'll be taken away. Then I'll be like starting to run away because I feel people like I feel people trying to like capture me, I guess, and keep me kind of limited and stuck. I don't like that feeling, but I appreciate a person who makes me feel peaceful and loved when all they do is just live their life. That's a beautiful feeling to me. How something that made me feel some kind of way in the past, it makes me feel like I will be blessed to have it. Somebody just living their life making me feel loved. How in the world does that work? I really don't know, but that peace that I felt by just like watching a person love the things that they love to do, and just me loving that so much for them just makes me feel so loved. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but there you go. What's our life purpose right now? What is the purpose of us being on this journey right now in life? It's a life purpose energy. It's a life purpose energy. So it's a lot of things that you can do, and it's like you're realizing how you can sum it up into a single thing of what you do. But I don't think you know necessarily what to do. And I think that you're doing what you already should be doing, but you just haven't reconciled it into like a thing yet. This song is called A Lot of Love, Origami Beats, and that's funny. It's like you got a lot of love for a lot of areas. Imagine the four of wands, right? Four of wands. You got four different areas that you love that make you stable. Your passions, your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions, earth, air, fire, and water. You got these stable things, but when you have those things that are stable and something comes in and makes a change, that's the five of wands energy, comes in and just destroys the other tables, the other conflict, you're left with five things that you now love, but one thing is no longer here. So how do you move forward with all of those love? How do you go from the five into the six? How do you find victory by adding an extra passion to a passion of conflicts? A group of conflicting energies that you all love and care about. How do you allow that to build victory? What is that life purpose? I knew that was gonna happen, bro. All right. So at the end of the day, your purpose is to bring light and love to this world. So no matter what these cards are about to show us about your life passion or life purpose, it's all about you bringing light and love to this world, which means the more you love yourself and the more enlightened you become about yourself, the more love and light you can bring to the world. So you got to do your own homework first. That's all this is saying. You got to do your own homework. And that's okay. You can do other people's homework if you want to. This is called extra practice, right? You can do that. But you got to do yours too. So, here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's crazy. I was talking about victory being the six of wands, which means you're balancing six different passions. And here you go. So, our life purpose is 6 parts. 64 trigram. Air palm. Sorry for my Naruto fans. You have a deep connection and understanding to animals. This also refers to the animalistic behaviors of people, the animalistic behaviors of survival in every different area of life, from the root chakra all the way up to the crown. There's an animalistic primal aspect to it. You can tap into all of those naturally occurring tendencies of the human psyche, the human emotion, the human action and willpower. You have access to those things. So your life purpose is to further that connection between you and the animalistic behaviors of yourself. The more you love the animals, the more you can understand yourself. The animals are you. You are the animals. Mentally speaking, you can adapt. Physically speaking, you can practice those motions. Emotionally speaking, you can find understanding and compassion, and then you can intellectualize it by learning more. The idea is your life purpose is to learn more about animalistic behaviors applied to humans so you can teach humans how to thrive in those behaviors. The reason why I say that is because I see the strength. So at the end of the day, you got the strength to do this. What else is your passion? Right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. That tells me that your life purpose is to realize that you have already done something to put you on your life path. So you are already in progress. You're the ing. Because you're the ing, uh, the rest is bullshit. You're already on the right path. So the idea is whatever you got going on for yourself right now, it's happening because of your ability to find your purpose with the animalistic aspects of yourself. The animalistic aspects of yourself is leading you to higher levels of yourself because you are now taming the beast within. That's the energy of the strength card. Doing what? I can't, no, chill. Now we have another life purpose of protection. You are safe and supported while you change your careers. So, what this is telling me is that as you're starting to incorporate more of the knowledge that you're finding on the beastly levels, the lower planes, you're walking to a pathway that is all the same for you. The higher self and the lower self is all the same. So you're changing how you're perceiving your life purpose, and you realize that when you're in that life purpose change, you're protected upon all the things around you. No matter if you think that it's a change, or if you feel like it's a change, or if you see that as a threat, or if you feel like you're threatened, or if you're threatening or somebody is actually doing it, all of those four parts, they're protected. What is protected? Why? Well, it comes down to these next three parts. Speaking, oracle cards, and strength. I really love to talk. I really love to bark. God damn it. You said my bad, my bad, my bad. I got all these little honeybees trying to get in my car. It must be I'm a push though, so I ain't gonna just blame it on, the sweet loveliness that we're getting. But we here. So life purpose revolves around speaking and your skills of oration. It also involves your ability to discern answers for and guidance for yourself and others. This might be oracle cards now, but it just might be talking. It might be analyzing. It might be configuring. It might be reshaping. It might be reorganizing. It might be altering. It might be processing. Whatever it is, you know what you know quite well. But the thing is, you can communicate what you know, but that communication and what you know well and what you developed over because you've kept the notion of being protected or you bring protection, it's showing you your strength. So you have a life purpose to be strong as the protector and to be strong in your protection. You got an obligation to do both. Then on the right pathway, you are discerning things that is allowing you to see and others to see as well. There's no change involved outside of the things that you're doing because you're already doing the things that make you feel strength or make you feel strong and protected. Or you're already doing the things that provide strength and protection to others. You are already on that pathway. So the idea is you need to continue to provide these answers and this guidance for yourself and to others. But how are you doing that? Well, the more you research about the animalistic behaviors of human beings and the more you talk about it, the better you become at talking about the animalistic behaviors of humans. Those human behaviors that are insinuated through animals are showing us the beastly aspects of people. Some of these animals evolve. Some of them remain the same. Some of these egos are higher in certain animals. Some of those egos are lower. This is your prey versus your predator. But these are not the same thing as those who are seeking to hunt, versus those who are seeking to hide. Those who are thriving versus those who are surviving. These are differences that you can communicate. And no matter how it's going in your world, because I think I do really well. That's because I understand the shit that people aren't saying. I account for that. But I listen to enough people to understand that everybody got a little good sauce. I just so happen to understand that the people with the best sauce are the ones that you stop listening to. Those are the really good people because you got what you need. If you find yourself going back to a person and it's periodically and it's not like a daily affair, those changes help you see the variation behind how people are skillfully speaking, how they're actually discerning. When people come and go, that means they used you appropriately. If people come to you and they stay put, man, are you doing your job as a teacher? Like, why can't this student move the fuck on? Why are they here still? Oh, they want to stay here? But part of life is all about adapting through newness and change. So when you go to your next grade level and you get a different teacher, that's a part of life and that's part of learning. So let's get a little bit deeper. It's hella smoky in here, bro. This sage is just burning. That must be a good thing. I mean, I'm just cleansing. Okay, tell me about animals and speaking. Animals and speaking. Yeah. Okay, adult children. So, the people who grew up didn't grow up, and you're here to teach them. The little kid and the grown adult. That's on the surface. Tell me about this oracle card and on the right pathway. Yep. I'm hearing influencer.
Shop fries for thousands of appetizing ingredients.
Again, this isn't the job though. This isn't what we do. This is just us understanding, and I'm hearing influencer for on the right pathway. So influencing things, that comes in many ways. Self-care. So that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. As you're caring for yourself and you're using your methods of discerning what works for you versus what doesn't, you're showing yourself more self-care, which is being further confirmed by you being on the right pathway. So to stay on our right pathway is to stay discerning, and being a guide for others means to stay self-caring. And it comes in many ways. Like I made a hard decision today to make a choice that I needed because I felt very similar to previous situations in my life that, thank God, worked out for me, but were struggles and headaches just having to deal with. There's a lot of emotional turmoil dealing with stipulations that don't pop up every day, but when they pop up, they cause trouble. So stay on your pathway by doing the things that are hard, but believe that you've done it before in some kind of way so you can do it again and know for sure that you're doing what you think you're doing right now. You know for sure which animal is on the farm doing what. You know for sure which animal in my house is chewing up the goddamn couch. You know for sure because you've done things to help you confirm that you've already joined in on this quest. You already know how to tell yourself how to remember. Damn, I forgot that I remembered how to forget. Those kind of statements, those are important because that helps us see the start, the in-between, which is normally something flipping, and then the end, the other side. We see it as 1, 2, 3 different phases, but we have to see it as 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. We gotta start to see the one thing in a multitude. The 1 foot in the inches, in the centimeters, in the half a foot, in the dozen. All of those things, we have to see the small things. As we see the small things, we gotta see the mediums. Then you gotta see the medium bigs. Then you gotta also keep in mind the extra smalls. And then the tinies and the petites, as well as the big and talls and the super big niggas. Like, house size. I had, everybody got, a big mama or, a brick house, big mama, something like that. Big daddy in the family. There's some huge motherfucker in everybody's life. So there's always this spectrum that we gotta start to tap into. That helps you care for more parts of yourself. And helps you as an adult care for your childlike energy a little bit more. But this is also you care about your energy as an adult a little bit more. Adult children means children that haven't grown up or adults that act like children. Or you can say adult children, these are children that act way more mature beyond their years. This card is in two directions, which means as we speak upon ourselves, we got to think twice. And as we think twice, it allows us to see once which side is more animalistic and beastly. Even in the two wolves story, between you feed the good will or the bad will, you're still feeding the wolf. It's just a wolf. It's just an animal. So it's one side to the coin. The behavior of that animal is the higher understanding. That's the taming of that beastly aspect. So you got to speak to yourself in a way that the mature young child can grow the fuck up. That little kid know everything. What the fuck can you tell him? Teach that motherfucker what it can't know. If it's 6, it doesn't know what the fuck it means to be 10. Teach them that, what it feels like to be 10. That is the kind of thing you got to do with children who are above their means in regards to age and maturity. But on the flip side, you can talk to adults who act like little ass kids in the same way that you would talk to a little ass kid. Why? Fuck their feelings. They don't need to give a fuck about their feelings. The matter is you need to learn lessons. So guess what? Doesn't matter if you feel this way, feel that way. You gotta create a budget. You gotta pay your taxes. You gotta do shit. I don't care if the little kid inside of you complain. This is the idea of us on our life purpose. It's us understanding how to speak to ourselves in the right way to where we can start to tame that beast inside of us. And the way that we do that is by practicing self-care so we can continue to discern and continue to guide those animalistic behaviors on the pathway that we're on, which is more self-help. We just missed the whole song. We're gonna run it back. I ain't heard this before. This is called Broken. Kanye type beat. So, our last one here, I feel like we're gonna get a lot of information from this. So, clarity for protected and strength. That was my fault. I was putting things in my mind. Alright, so you are protected and join in is there still. So you are protected and you have the strength to end an error. We're going to read this. We're going to read it, yeah. End of an error, yeah. We going to read it. We going to read it. Hell, yeah. This makes sense already. Y'all gonna make sense of it too. Alright, so the end of an era, like chapters in the book. Life has eras that begin and end. You drew this card because the cycle of beginnings and ends is touching you right now. It's important to be very gentle with yourself during times of change. Think of the butterfly in the cocoon, dormant in a preparation stage for a rebirth. A rebirth with wings. You're in a similar state now. So please practice daily self care. And do not feel guilty about saying no to extracurricular activities so that you can rest, heal, and grow. So you can prepare for your next era ahead. So you can prepare for the things that you have anew. I said no today, and that was pretty hard. And I'm saying yes to other things. I need it in a new way because I have other things happening in my life that I can't really explain to people. And then I have things that I want to do. So because of those things coming together, I have to realize that, it is safe for me to do the things that make me feel like I'm caring about myself more so than not. Additional meanings could mean, or it could be, take time to grieve over losses and transitions. So some of us over here just had something in our tarot reading today. Our channel message, our final message was the Ten of Swords, which means, and the message behind that card delivery was the disillusionment of something in the spiritual world, which means that you're getting clarity on something on your spirit and something on your heart versus something happening in the physical. But if it's something physical, it's stubbing your toe all the way up to flat tire or something bad happening. But the idea is it's a rebirthing cycle. So let's say you get into, God forbid, you get into a car accident. Guess what? That you might need a new car and you didn't manifest it properly. So doing things in a way that help you feel like you're caring for parts of self that you normally wouldn't consider, that's the aspect of the hard work. The hard work in life is seeing that, fuck man, this situation that's so big right now, this foot long situation is so fucked up. Guess what? I'm worried about a millimeter of something over here, and I can blow that millimeter aspect up into the foot. And now that foot doesn't even feel the same anymore because I got 100,000 millimeters over here. It's so much more going on in this smaller world. When I change my mind, I don't care about this foot long situation anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. It's the microseconds now. So as you're thinking about things like this, we're realizing that it's okay to use the negative to perpetuate ourselves into a more positive state. This is called transmutation. 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 Okay? Not transmutation, not transmission, not translation, transmutation. It's mutualizing the trans aspect of the action. Meaning, if you can go coast to coast, that's from one side of the Atlantic to the other side of the Atlantic, transatlantic. The idea is we're incorporating the round trip aspect too. You got to come back coast to coast again. That is what we're like. We're ending the area of just seeing the good shit or just seeing the bad shit. No, we're gonna see the bad and then we're gonna expand it to some good. We're gonna see the good and be grateful that it didn't expand into the bad, but we got the potential. And we're gonna see all four different spots. We're gonna be the change, that fifth motherfucking spot, and we're gonna apply all four of them together and say, onward, all of you. And all four parts of you are gonna move forward in sync. And now you are going to be in the background, being in control of receiving the intuition from the Most High. And then you are also going to be in the foreground, guiding the actions of the four pieces of you towards the action of the entire unified version of yourself. As long as you care about that self, you can end the errors that make you not. Make plans for what you wish to do next. This makes sense to me for you sitting down and realizing, what do I do next on my journey of self-care? If you need some help, we got books, we got materials. I got a lot of shit actually that I just released. It's Pretty happy about that. If you're a teacher, educator, and you use Teachers Pay Teachers, I got a novel study on there for you. I think that's pretty cool. A lot of the things that we did in the classroom turned into a story, and then now it's useful in the classroom. So it's like for kids by kids, and I'm just so grateful for that. Like my heart feels good right now knowing that those kids, like they really changed my life, and I want to just make sure that they understand, like truly understand like how dear they are to me in my life. They really saved my life, man. Like this says seek help from a counselor or support group. Right now, I'm counseling you can say, but my support group were the students that I worked for. Teachers should serve their students. But when you praise your students for being able to save you in ways that you can only understand by observing them, because again, a lot of adult issues come from childlike behaviors or animalistic behaviors that haven't been refined and domesticated. But now you're listening to me and I'm telling you how you can speak to that child inside of you a different way so you can get some more mature and adult like outcomes, because children are so smart. Y'all don't get it though, because y'all don't think about it the right way when you approaching them. But there's a whole bunch of people who do think about it, but they're not thinking about it with the brain that they're thinking with. In other words, that's like the chariot rider looking at one, two, three, four of their options of them, and they're saying, oh, this person is really nurturing with the kids and they understand them well, but they're using the nurturing brain. If this person was able to use their logical brain or the air energy when applying that nurture, meaning that it can observe and study how that part of the water part of them does their fire part side of them, the action, guess what? They can study the results or the earth side. So that air sign aspect can watch the behaviors and the outcomes that this student gets when it does certain actions, behaviors. We can see, oh, if this student who doesn't take those actions, if they were to take the same actions as this one who does, and they get these kind of results, will that student get the results? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. That's the kind of vibe, So, but that's what I would do in all the situations. But this is what people do when they're reflecting. This is what people do when they're listening. This is what people do in life. Shit, I remember when. Hey, remember back? Ah, you seen that shit Kevin Hart said? I seen that movie that they recorded already and decided to show you later. They knew what was going to happen. It's again, everything is in the past, man. Until you realize that it's you creating the future by caring about the parts of you in the right now. Which selves do you care about? Well, it's time to. The time has already come because you're already on the right path. You're on the path, so you're protected on this path of doing what? Ending the some kind of something. Maybe it's just the idea of the animalistic side of your adulthood. The little kid inside of you who be scared. That part of you that just does not want to conform to certain rules and behaviors. Maybe you didn't listen to that kid well enough. Maybe that kid has a fucking speech impediment and can't communicate properly. You have to care about yourself enough to be able to discern those answers and guidance for yourself. You got to be able to go get it for you. That's why I like to teach people how to get it for themselves, because I was taught how to get it for me by realizing me and the people I was getting it from. Whatever it is, it don't fucking matter what it is. It is what it is, right? I am that I am. Nigga, it is what it is. All of those different things. The pathway is the pathway, bro. Life is life and braining is braining. No matter if it's not braining, that's a part of braining. Nigga, is it a dud or not? Is the light on or not? It's not an off aspect. You got to start to see things being able to move on a sliding scale or a pathway. So that means things are going to repeat. So when things come up and it takes you away from what you care about, it takes away, even if it's right now. Like, even if it's a right now thing, if you care about it right now, guess what? You might not care about it later. But right now you care about it. Will you be able to have the right answers for that you right now in this moment? Because if you don't give yourself the right reason right now, are you actually trying or are you just saying, give the motherfucking baby a bottle? The baby don't want the fucking Bible. Or the Bible. I'm so sorry. That's funny. The baby don't want the bottle. The baby wants to get out of his wet diaper, but you just throwing a bottle at it. Again, you're not talking to that animalistic side of you the right way. No, you gotta go in there and learn how to communicate like the snake. Go and learn how to communicate like the rabbit. Go and learn how to communicate like the eagle. You gotta learn how to connect with these animals because they will show you your beastly side. What makes us all connected on this planet genetically. Those are foundational aspects, the millimeters of life. But then you move towards the centimeters and things start making a little bit more sense and get categorized and we're taking further leaps and bounds, but we're still having structure, we're still having values, we're still having placements. We got summations now though. We can take a whole lot of little shit and add it up to a big shit. We got meanings. We are becoming more adult-like. I'm taking this time and experience of 2 years into 4 years into 12 years. I can see more. So guess what? You should be able to care about more too. Which means you gotta know how you cared and how you guided. And sometimes you need some help. I mean, I do these readings and I get myself help too. That's what this literally, I listen to myself. That's the whole point of soul inspiration. That's what I taught the kids. You gotta hear yourself. And so I would do A, B, C, or D things, those 4 elements, I would do things in just the same way I'm talking to y'all. And I would say, hey, get your brain to think about this action first, and then we're going to talk about the results, and then we're going to talk about how you felt. And then we might say, start with your feelings. How do you feel? And then, what do you want to do about it? I want to do this. Think about those actions and the outcome. Like, so we will be able to walk through parts of ourselves because I wasn't just saying, don't be mad at the situation. Nah, fuck that. I'm mad with you. Sit your ass down. I'm getting sick of your shit just like him. Thank you for saying it for me. But because he said it now I can say it. Shut the fuck up. Like, that's how it would be sometimes in the class, god damn. But a lot of people, a lot of teachers wouldn't do what I just did. But because I understand that I'm caring about the kids who are too quiet to say something, you got versions of yourself that are too quiet to say something or who can't say something. But the idea is if I can just present a means for somebody else, if I can present a means for somebody else, then that somebody else can feel like they're on the right pathway and helping themselves feel better. And they can care about that part of themselves a little bit more because they see somebody else can too. And they now have learned how to do it and they can mimic that and they can be protected and they can end that era of feeling insecure or not protected on being themselves and having the strength to just be themselves because they're going to be themselves regardless. Which self are they being? Are they being that animalistic self who's immature? Or are they being that tamed animal or that tamer? Which part? Well, you got strength to be both. And both sides will be protected, but what we need to be protecting is what we're ending. Again, the end of the era. Making the changes. Grieving, putting the boundaries, protecting the self that is caring for the self. That is the idea. So let's get some advice. Joe's age is like Dunzo. Started cooking my car. I'm just got some blessings in disguise coming through as a wedding. The marriage is something. I think the marriage of you, the, the marriage of you in this new era, and the marriage of you protecting yourself from the old era. So, a relationship is being released and surrendered. We shower you with blessings of radiant love. Open your arms and release the challenges that you've held tightly gripped within your hands. Open your hands, open your arms, open your heart to our love. Open your heart to our assistance. Open yourself to the care of yourself. Life purpose. So you're ending the era and you're stepping into your life purpose. This is built upon a shower of abundance. The purpose of your life is to serve it in a way that brings great joy to yourself. Don't worry about finding your purpose. Instead, focus on serving a purpose. And then your purpose will serve you. Again, release the part of you that just doesn't want to be a part of you. The part of you that just wants to not be a part of you. The part of you that you choose to operate within. The part of you that makes you say, I'm this, I'm that. This is the way, that is the way. This is the how, that is the how. No. Be smarter about it. It's not this millimeter or that millimeter. It's not this side of the classroom or that side of the classroom. All of you are talking. So all of you are going to put your heads down. I'm not talking. I'm in the middle. That is true. But your friends know better. So now you need to be on my team and help your boy out. Tell him to shut up. You think I'm going to be mad? Or you think I'm going to support you? We're not supposed to be talking right now. So, for those of you who are afraid to tell your friends, shut up, you don't want to get in trouble, make sure you tell them. And you will get the support. That is the understanding of how you tell yourself that I'm going to do what I need to do to take care of myself, and that is my purpose of life. But what I'm doing in life is the purpose. So, again, I don't think y'all really understand it. If I'm counting to 10, guess what? If I'm number 9, it doesn't matter if I haven't got called yet. If I'm going in alphabetical order and my last name starts with a Y, guess what? Why would I be worried or concerned or even thinking about getting ready to be called if they're on letter C? I do not give a fuck, bro, until they calling like W or X. Then I'm going to pay attention. You know? That's what it means to be on a life purpose. In trying to find ways to care about yourself more by doing things to help you learn and grow, even if they're hard. Like sometimes that's the hard part. They're easy. Hard things are actually easy. You gotta go see where people find that thing to be easy. Swimming is hard for some people. Walking is hard for all fish, my nigga. But that's some real shit. Like, that's some real shit. Walking is hard for all fish. So, all fish find it difficult to walk, right? But that's the thing. How often does that occur? Never. But knowing that shit occupies a space and that is helpful to understanding your purpose. What would be the purpose of me knowing that? Why would I even need to think of some shit like that? That's some dumbass shit. But that's some funny shit, you know. But that's funny because it's so dumb that it's true. Moving beyond truths, we're trying to find values now. Value behind the truths that make me feel like I can care for myself and I can release and surrender what makes me restricted to ending that era and just living in my purpose. And it's funny because you just trying to figure out life and do life, just doing life is you. But the purpose of the life that you're doing is that you've done. it's, it's crazy. I see it as simple because, again, who has done their homework? Raise your hand. Are we talking about it being done right, wrong, or anything like that? No, we said who did it. Oh, notice I changed it. Who did it at some point in time? Who attempted it at some point in time? At some point in time, when were you versus when were you not? At some point in time, when were you single versus when were you married? At one point in time, when were you bad with this and then good with that? Can you see the human in the animal? Can you see the animal in the human? I promise you, there's certain things that exist in this world that is greater than a lot of things that people understand until, like, it sucks. And it shouldn't have to be that way because you got a brain. And that means you can learn shit. And that means you can use your brain to understand actions and behaviors and feelings and outcomes. But then people don't use their brain and they just do shit. And they still get, positive outcomes or have good feelings about it. When I'm in the zone and I do a freestyle or somebody go and do a solo on the piano, like, we know where it means to just cut off thoughts and just do shit. That's not a bad thing. You got to see it where it's beneficial. Not from the point of view of a thinker, but a feeler now. When I'm in that feeling, hell yeah, I'll just do it. But then I have intuitive feelings that kickstart me and make me want to take action. So it's a feeling that I don't control and really not aware of. I'm just kind of in it. And another one is one that moves me. And the other feeling, again, these are still just two forces. These two forces are clearly different from themselves, but they're fundamentally themselves. So guess what? We gotta categorize them as they are. Got this in the zone kind of feeling, then I got this inspired. I want to do extra push-ups and run and jump and do all the extra sets because I'm here. I'm kicking ass today. I'm just in there doing that, being that beast. Those two things are connected, but as we connect those things beyond what we're saying to ourselves, the adventure of you doing it is the purpose of life, which is to document a story that can be foretold. But the story has already been foretold. So how do you care about yourself to understand that the story is never ending? So then the ending of an era is just you switching the purpose. So that the life purpose is for you to just serve in different areas of your life purposefully. Why are you there? Well, nigga, I purposely went to the bathroom because I had to pee. Why are you talking? I needed to ask for a pencil. Why are you talking to him instead of me? You know I got pencils for you. Damn, you right. My bad. Hey, go get a pencil. Like, it's little shit like that, but I'm caring about the person who is in that driver's seat thinking that they're correct in that moment of life purpose. That little kid who's about to go and touch the stove and you go in there and say, ah! But if you leave it at that, or if you just scream and you just don't do anything like that, if you just look at the primal aspects behind it, just roaring at the baby, or just screaming like a monkey, or just, neighing at it like a horse. You are laughing at it like a hyena. Like, when you're doing these animalistic behaviors, sometimes you gotta tame that shit. Sometimes you gotta mature it. You gotta domesticate those things. It's still the same motherfucker, but some people say, I'm king of the jungle. You out there in the jungle on the wall, but nigga, we're at a job. This is domestic. Like, like, what are you talking about? The jungle. Why are you concrete jungle is what they call it there now. And then, other shit like the rat race, which is the jungle on concrete or in the streets. The rodent aspect. It's just the same animalistic behaviors across different areas of measurement of life, points of view. The millimeters versus the centimeters, versus the inches versus the feet, versus, the miles, whatever. How you perceive this energy is what we're talking about. But the way you talk to that energy within yourself, or relate to that energy, or communicate with that aspect, animalistic, is the ways that you care for yourself. But the care of yourself is being able to understand yourself and others. How do you help yourself and others? But who is the self that you're helping? Some animalistic behavior in you. So when you yell at your kid like a goddamn bear, some other parent can also yell at the kid like a goddamn bear. So now you're starting to mirror yourself with the idea that, okay, like, these cells are not, they don't belong to me. These experiences, whether I think about them a certain way, or get outcomes a certain way, or take action a certain way, or feel about it a certain way. I'm married to it, but that doesn't mean I'm it. I can still be me. Like, I'm really feeling love in my heart right now. Like that comment that I gave that person today. Like, it's just the idea of watching somebody live their life, and like that bringing you joy and love. That's like watching them take care of themselves. Like, that's life purpose. Like, I'm just here to watch you live life, baby. Do your thing. I'm taking notes. She prances and twirls as she enjoys the sunshine. Kiss her face as she sings to her tulips with her two lips. I want her two lips. What's our final message? Oh, what we gonna do with this final message? We got acceptance, a bonus beat of a new partner, yep, a bonus speak. That is a new point of view of you, but that you be coming out as a new two. A new two times, a new you. Forgiveness on this rhyme. I'm sorry, baby, please forgive me. I'm leaving things of my past for you, so you can understand it's just these errors that I'm ending. Protected by the strength you gave me. Ending layers on a daily. The purpose in my life is to be me, so you can see me living me freely as I be free to choose all the life that I express with you. Just the forgiving you, accepting you. Now it's the you as you accepted me. Be trying to accept the yous. Your life purpose involves body work such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. Those are 4 different aspects, 4 different things. Massage therapy, that's physical action, you taking action, that's fire energy. But that's actions with the mind. You gotta know what to do and how to be. So it's actually air energy. Then you got energy healing. This is clearly water. That water energy sending you that emotional love from across distant galaxies. Then we got physical therapy. That's clearly earth. That's how. How. So, physical therapy, earth signs. That's how things do. It's not. Again, it's how, nigga. That's it. That's what it is. Don't matter what it could be. That's the energy therapy on the physical plane. Then you got exercise training. That's the physical plane. That's the physiology to the anatomy. The exercise is not the physical, but the physical is not the exercise. They're clearly distinct different things, but they operated within some house object. So the physical therapy would be like what we're doing to why we're doing what we're doing to fix a problem, but then the exercise training would be doing the physical thing so a problem can be solved. There's still two separate things. You gotta like really understand that. But the way you do that is you heal the energy behind it and understand, well, I just got two different things. And then you can change both of them motherfuckers, and then you be like, damn, I got four things. And then now that should shift you in your mind and say, wait, I can probably keep doing this or not. When you start doing that or not, then you can see how those things happening over a period of time happens. This is seen in like things like massage therapy. If I keep grinding on this muscle for this point and with this certain technique, eventually I'm going to get to the deep tissue aspect of the muscle instead of the surface tissue. So not the shallow. Not the deep, the shallows. The shallows. That's it. Lows. But then there's deeps, highs. It's pretty simple, but because they know how to maneuver through it, a chiropractor is another good example of that. You know, chiropractic therapy, bone adjustment therapy, alignment therapy, whatever. This here is what we're doing. We're shifting things, but we're doing things to cause other things to do stuff. Chain reactions. Oh, that brings me to tattooing. There's body work right here. Why would that be the same thing? Well, the sensation of the pen repeating the same process over and over, but being able to glide like if you're drawing, which is an aspect of your mind, body, keen eyesight, and action for a specific outcome. We can all pick up a pencil and scribble on a paper, but niggas, yours look way better than mine. This is the energy that we're forgiving in ourselves. We can be so many more things than what we've had and what we've been told. And we can accept ourselves, but we're giving ourselves a chance to accept ourselves further by accepting somebody else who is willing to accept themselves so they can accept another. So this dynamic of like deep acceptance is going to be taking a step back. There's more space that has been added. So because of that, there's more room for variability that is going to be beneficial. And in this beneficial variability, forgiveness can always sit between, and that can build a bridge for love. Again, this new partner, it comes in some kind of form. Let's read it. A chance meeting is no mistake. It is divinely orchestrated as a catalyst to set the wheels in motion for the fruition of your prayers. Pay careful attention to new people we send into your life. You will recognize them by your sense of familiarity, comfort, and safety. Make sure that all of that is dedicated to the care of the self. This is built upon sensitivities. That's at the bottom. So pay attention to those small details, the millimeters, but don't just be like, I got a hunch here, I got a hunch there. Nah, just keep collecting data because you can hold your breath longer than 10 seconds, right? So guess what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to just hold our breath longer than 10. So when you count to 10, don't even trip. We're going to just keep on going, right? You said you can hold your breath to 30 seconds. Cool. We're going to go to 20. And then we're going to push your breath out for 10 seconds. Like, again, Knowing how to recognize and move energies in a longer period of time, in other words, changing our perspective about things, we can start to add more grace, more faith, more care, more forgiveness, more acceptance. But we can do those things in many different ways, but there's four avenues. So care for yourself four different ways by doing the most important care for yourself, which is being the change. Knowing that you have to choose to do it one of those ways or another, you can take one more step back, create one more layer of space, and care for that person who has to make the tough choice. Damn, how should I do this? How should I approach this? Should I be mad and just go off? Or should I be mad and be passive and receive the knowledge instead of, taking the action and getting the result? What should I do? I can build a new recipe if I take a step back and choose not to make the hard decision. And that comes with understanding how to forgive and accept certain parts. Again, forgiveness, we will read that, but this says acceptance. See yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. Marriage is the union of two souls, joined in love, mutual respect, and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament to your well-founded faith and love's power. Continually breathe life into that faith and love, dearest one. Speak love and life into your heart. Accept all parts of you and see the love of yourself as the acceptance of how God loves all parts of you, good and bad. I just love you so much and what you do. So, forgiveness. Dear one, have you been carrying around anger, guilt, shame, or regrets? This card indicates that it's time to set down these burdens. Uh, Again, this is in the center too, man. Like, well, it's not really, but if we have to look at it from the center pile, we're on the right path, man. Like, forgive yourself for all the things that led you up to be where you are. You're on the right path. For like, even if it was hard, it was hard. You gotta just make sure that you can see that it's time to set down these burdens, so that you can spread your wings and fly. You are guided to release stored emotions and thoughts that may block you. Forgiveness doesn't mean that what others did to you is okay, or that you need to spend some time with them. Rather, it means that you are choosing to detox yourself from residual negative thoughts and emotions related to these experiences. Prayer, spending time in nature, cultivating compassion, journaling, support groups, and trauma counseling can help you gain understanding and the motivation to completely forgive these people, these behaviors, these old yous, these previous actions. Whatever you got going on in the past, be sure to give yourself some space to forgive yourself for holding onto these things. Be sure to forgive yourself for any regrets and release the grudges that you're holding toward yourself. It's important and it's helpful to learn from the mistakes of the animalistic self from the past. That's you domesticating those behaviors. And you taming that beast with love, understanding. So you go to yoga and you start doing bear crawls, or do bear crawls, or crab walks. Oh, but you do that same thing in football and in wrestling and other sports, and duck walks and things, because we our bodies can mimic other areas. So if we do it, we can find deeper understanding and appreciation of how we can move our body, and that brings appreciation. But then you can learn about it, you can study it, and you can not give a damn about it and just, consider it. But The differences is that you are making the changes. So forgive yourself from doing what you feel like is a mistake or not. It's helpful to learn from mistakes made in the past, but not to hang on to them by berating yourself. The point is to increase your confidence in the love in your heart so that you can focus upon your divine purpose. Some additional meanings: letting go of the past, adopting a more positive outlook, releasing a toxic relationship with forgiveness, past life healing. I think those last two really go hand in hand with a lot of us. I one of this is some petty shit. All right, this is some petty shit right here. But makes me so mad when motherfuckers be in the grocery store and then I gotta like say excuse me just to walk by you, or they say excuse me when I'm just standing there living my life. And it's like, if you're gonna talk to me, I'm gonna fucking say what the fuck is on my mind. It's I'll be like, why are you apologizing to me? People be like, what? Like, bro, you were just living your life, minding your business. Like, don't mind me. Like, it's so cool, man. You ain't gotta like apologize for taking up space. Like, you had no reason to apologize. Like, please don't apologize for just existing, man. And like, people be like, what the fuck? Okay, okay. You yelling at me to like be okay? Yeah, I guess. But it's that always just it, so it comes up in a couple of different ways, and like the one way that a lot of people can see it as is that fake nice, where it's just like, you got the like perfect tone and voice and blah blah blah, but the words that you're saying and like how you're talking and you disregard completely is just like, you're so drained by it. Or you get a person who just won't apologize at all, kind of thing. The relationship with forgiveness is you justifying those people as what they are. No, instead of justifying reasons as to why you should accept that, justify reasons of why it's accepting of you. I guess this is how people are. I don't want to take it like that though. Hey, you're yelling, just don't yell at me, please. Like, but again, it's if you accept that people yell, hey, I get that you mad, but hey, don't yell at me. I'm trying to help you. You can change things with words. Again, if you know how to tame that beast. That's the cold thing about this. That's cold. So it's crazy. That came around full circle. Man, that's crazy. So that's that past life healing. I say is that animalistic self. So woo, yeah. All right. Feel like that was great. Okay, I hope y'all fuck with it. Fuck with it. Let me know. And then we'll keep it going. Mr. Renew. Thank you for rocking with your boy. Peace.